In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone do we seek help to guide us on the right path, the path upon those who have bestowed favors, not upon those whose wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. But surely praise and magnified. Amen. Dear family, it's your cousin P, man. So black and so beautiful. So powerful as usual. So brown and so beautiful. So beautiful, so beautiful. How y'all feeling out there? I want to title this podcast this morning, You cannot bear the burden of another bearer. I'm going to say that again, dear family. You or we cannot bear the burden of another bearer. What do that mean? To bear burden is a process of responsibility. To bear burden is the process of learning something about yourself you don't know. To bear the burden is ultimately to grow into what God intended for you to be. Everything in life has a process to it. So to bear burden is development. And oftentimes, through our stages of growth, through our stages of growing equity and knowledge and understanding and wisdom, we've come to a point where we could give God the glory and we start to see things for what they are and not what we want them to be. It's sort of like when God told Moses to go to the giants, and Moses was in fear of the giants, and God said, go to the giants or he will fill hell with you all. And so as Moses began to study, as Moses began to grow courage, bearing his burden, listen to me, dear family, this a powerful teachers this morning on the Ramadan call. He built up the courage to go to the giant and fight with the giant, and he defeated the giant because he said, now I see men as they are. When you can't bear your own burden. Pardon me. My cup is runneth over this morning. To bear your burden, ultimately, you could teach somebody what you've learned. You could talk to them till they blue in the face, till you blue in the face. They will never understand or get what you're talking about until they bear their own cross, till they bear their own burden, till they go research themselves, till they go identify things for what they are and not where you want them to be. It's sort of like we're taught that God is math and science. How does it rain on a planet? It's a science to how the rain is produced from the ocean, and the myth that goes up into gravity and comes back down to earth. There's a law that God has among nature, that nature may be subservient to you. We cannot bear the burdens of other bearers. Top of the morning, cousin. So quit arguing with people about things they have no idea about. Quit arguing with children, having disagreement with children because they have not yet bared the burden to grow. And the more you implement and they continue to do the same thing, and you get upset with yourself, because that's what I used to do. When I'm given the wisdom, when I'm given the knowledge, when I'm given the understanding and guidance from my experience, I'm considered, I've been your age, you ain't never been mine, what my father used to tell me. And they didn't get it right. It would bring me down emotionally and mentally because I knew what was to come. So during this Ramadan, this is a great fast in Ramadan, I've learned you cannot bear the burden of another bearer. You cannot bear the burden of another bearer. They have to go learn for themselves. They have to go find guidance themselves. So being stressed out or even conversing with individuals that don't have all of the writing, all of the knowledge. When I say all, I'm just talking about a particular subject title, because we still growing. When I tell you that the earth is spinning at 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour, you like, I've never heard that before. CousinP capping. When I tell you that the white man was grafted out of the black man and woman, he's not a native nowhere on the planet Earth. When I tell you that, you say CousinP is crazy. It's because you haven't bared the burden, your own burden, meaning you go study. You go identify what I'm talking about. Because what we were given is a branch knowledge. When we came into the hills of North America in bondage, which is prophesied in scripture, we was given branch knowledge. We was given King James's knowledge. But you have to understand who King James is. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was raised by the Son of Man, we were given root knowledge. The root from which it grows, and I'm bearing my own burden, meaning that I'm learning, meaning that I'm suggesting information, meaning that I'm researching information to bear witness to what the person has told me is actual facts. See, you cannot bear the burden of another bearer. Every tub is on its own bottom. Everybody has a structure, has a guidance, has a discipline, has a morals, has value. Every human being is born with a reflection and an attribute of God himself. Now you got to go to work. Quit thinking about a spooky God, ghosts and angels got wings on their back. That was a knowledge taught to you by a man that enslaved you. God said, had you been an angel, I send you an angel. If you was a spook, I send you a spook. So he send you what you are to guide you. He can't send a spirit without form to guide you. Hell, if the windows start coming open, the door starts shutting, you're going to run the hell out the house. See, God is not for the foolish talk or the foolish play. This Ramadan is definitely opening my eyes to more of my knowledge that I was taught. I said something to a family member of mine last night, and I was teaching on the word responsibility. It just popped up. Responsibility. See, some people look at responsibility as mediocre. Some people don't know you only know the root knowledge of the word responsibility. But we have to get into you only know the branch knowledge of the word responsibility when we have to get into the root knowledge, the root from which it grows. Look at the word responsibility. In the word responsibility, you have the word respond. Your ability to respond. When you are growing equity in relationships, you are judged on your ability to respond. Baby, I'm hungry. You've heard the call and you put in the work to produce that which your man asked for. Responsibility. You have the ability to gather the information of I'm hungry and put that language into a material form of food and deliver to your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your boyfriend, or your friend. You responded. Don't you know you are judged off of how you respond to responsibility? Can I depend on you? Are you reliable? Are you consistent? Are you effective? Are you sufficient? Responsibility, the way you respond is going to tell me everything about you. Most importantly, people want to know, can I rely on you? Are you my genuine friend? Man, hey, my car just caught a flat. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you come help me, or can you any way you can help me? I'll be right there. And the person shows up. Don't you know when you respond to individuals' call, you grow equity within that human being? That you are dependable, you're reliable, and you trustworthy. That's very important in relationships, man. When you're inconsistent on being responsible. I got to get out of this lane. I'm on my way. My son got a child support court this morning, and I gave him all the tools to come from up under that because I was taught a wisdom, and they dropped the case. So those that are on child support, there's a wisdom that you don't even understand, that child support is fraud to begin with. But I'll give you that wisdom at another date. Nevertheless, I'm talking about bearing the burden of another bearer. We cannot bear the burden of another bearer. And the word responsibility and what it means. So when the individual calls on you, you are judged by your response. You are judged. That's why it's called response ability. The ability to respond to a call, to a duty. You grow equity in the individual that you associate with on being dependable, being reliable. See, that's what a manager, a so-called manager, they feel as though a manager is responsible to the policy that's put in place. So they hire an individual to oversee other individuals. So they give the manager a little bit more money. Well, let me put it in layman's terms. Relationships. Men and women identify you on your word being your bond, on your ability to respond to a want, a need, or a like. I'm going to say that again, dear family. Men and women ultimately judge you on how you respond. If you're an inconsistent individual, you're unreliable. If you're a person that always has an excuse, you're unreliable. You don't build no equity in your woman when your word doesn't match your actions and responsibility. See, because you could grab anything out of a woman if you're responsible. The woman differentiates a man from a boy. She does that. The woman is taught. The woman, I'm talking to the man now. The woman is taught or by nature to try you. She's trying your intelligence. She's trying your masculinity. She's trying your femininity, soft side. She's trying how far she could go. So she's evaluating the whole process about you, and then it's going to determine to her how much she going to love you. How much she going to put up with your BS. She keeps watching you and seeing how you move. Seeing whether or not, and I'm talking the man and I'm talking to the woman. We watching you. The man, the woman is watching that man. Seeing how far she could go. She trying you, brother. Because when the woman call you a bitch, listen to me. She has developed in her mind. She has developed in her mind the capacity, listen to me, of which you are willing to accept and which you're not willing to tolerate. She's watching you. So she became so comfortable in calling you out of your name. I've been called out of my name before by a woman. Angry, mad, and upset because I didn't either want to deal with it no more, or she upset because I was cheating on her or something like that. You know, growing up in my day, angry. But somewhere down along that line, she got comfortable. See, when a woman gets comfortable with you, brother, that means that she learned you. That means that you ain't growing no more. And she had made up in her mind whatever perception she have about you is the truth. The way you eat, the way you, everything about you she knows. So she's comfortable with you. Brother, I'm telling you now, grow. Grow. Don't let that woman get comfortable with you. You always got to let that woman know that the God in you is alive and you forever growing into what God intends for you to be. Because you always got to have that woman guessing like, damn, my man did that. I didn't expect that. Damn, that brother handling that business like that. You know, then she like, wait, she gonna pause a minute on her conduct and character, and she gonna know she got to level up. Now, woman, this subject title podcast is responsibility. A man judges you on your ability to respond. He's watching your conduct and character. He's watching everything about you. He's watching you, how you handling him. He's watching the way you handle yourself as a woman. Is it that of a broad off the street? Is it that of a stripper mentality? Is it that of a manly woman behavior mentality? We're watching you. And the way you respond. You say you a woman, we anticipate you to conduct yourself like a woman. That's why it's called conduct. If you conduct yourself other than what you say you are, don't you know that we put you in a bracket? We put you in a place. You will never be to us what you think you are. Don't you know we can engage with you and not even love you like you think we do? You don't even know that about a man, do you? Don't you know when you begin to tamper with a man's masculinity, you setting yourself up for failure? You don't know that about a man, do you? So we have the ability to entertain you, because naturally men entertain women, but not love you as much as you think we do. You could take it or let it. I don't give a damn. Your vagina don't sustain a relationship. Brothers, the penis don't sustain a relationship. You better get into the conduct and character and the responsibility of life. Is how much you are appreciated. So your ability to respond is how much equity you will have in me. I could depend on you, I got you. I could rely on you, I got you. I could send you to handle business and you handle it, I got you. If you got a Negro mentality, women, and you're cussing like a racehorse, it shows the man the nature of you. Can't no man build with that type of mindset, because the type of mindset you have is the type of environment you grow. The type of mindset you have is the type of environment you grow. So you cussing each other out. That's the type of environment and relationship you're going to have. If you always want a man to do something for you, but what investment have you put in that man that he may develop into what God intended for him to be and produce for the both of you? Man, hey man, out with the old way of thinking and in with the new mindset. Responsibility is real. Don't take responsibility lightly. Don't take not responding effectively and sufficiently lightly. Because when you don't respond, don't you know that man will get somebody else too? Brother, when you don't respond, don't you know that woman will go lay up with another man? Hey, I'm going to tell you now, dear family, and my life coming up in this game, out of Berkeley, California, the streets talk. My life growing up in this game, getting a lot of goddamn money. What I mean by a lot of goddamn money? Enough money for everybody around to feel like you the man. How about that? I didn't engage with plenty of women that has been dissatisfied with their man and go right back to him in my younger days. I engage like that. I mean, women engage like that. Dissatisfaction brings about a change. They dissatisfied with what they have at home. Maybe the man, ain't being who she thought he can be, because when the love wear off and the emotional stimulation wear off, what are you standing on? What she see you doing? What she see you doing, brother? Same with the woman. When the feel good and the sex wear off, what are you giving? What are you Listen, what makes you a great woman? That you think what makes you a great woman? Sex, and I give good head, and I cook good, I clean. Man, those are all great attributes. Those are great attributes to have. But what makes you a woman? You know what makes you a woman? Your entire submission to the will of God. What you mean by that, Cousin P? Entire submission mean bathing in the morals and values of righteousness that makes you beautiful. But if you acting like a savage, talking like a savage, smoking and drinking like the nigga on the corner, I can't do nothing with you. You want to drink bottles? Huh? And think somebody, you think you put equity in a man? You crazy as hell. Because I get that same woman on the street. You want to smoke weed? Not knocking nobody for what they do. You want to smoke weed? You want to smoke your vapors? Man, you got to be out your damn mind if you think you gonna get a man of my caliber. What I mean by my caliber? A man that's just striving to be upright, looking for something, looking for God in the woman as the woman is looking for God in man. But I don't have them type of problems, man. I just don't have them. I'm sufficient. Believe me when I tell you, I ain't looking. Now, individuals always expect to get something for nothing. You got to stop with that type of mindset. You think I'm going to go to war for you, and you don't respond to me in the word responsibility? See, responsibility breeds consistency. Responsibility breeds consistency by any means necessary. If you say you want what you want, you got to put in the work. You better go on with that thinking I'm going to go to war for you, and you ain't invested nothing in me of consistency, or showed me that there's a point of redemption here. I mean, there's a point of reciprocated love here. You got to be able to invest. And to be able to invest in a man is to help that man grow in knowledge. Man, you got that's the key to it, sister. You got to help that man. The sex is good. The food is good. The gifts is great. But when you have the ability to help that man grow in knowledge, to see something he never seen. See, I had a woman help me grow in knowledge about 15 years ago. I was busy in them streets, having all this damn money, and I was like, damn, this woman was already young and invested in property. I wasn't, when we was on the block, we was having shit between 60, 100 and some thousand. at all times, making him make money, spending a lot of money, flying, man. We was getting a lot of money. The money was coming and going so damn fast. But here's a sister. Oh, man. TG. That developed me outside of the game mentality into a blue collar environment, and taught me how to make my money, and taught me the game of contracts. And I say, whoa, and I learned. And if Allah's my witness, I am successful because of that to this day. You could take it or let it alone. So, woman, invest knowledge in that man, and that man will respond greatly to you. But if you don't have nothing to give in knowledge, and all you have to give is sexual favors, and ask, can you get me? Can you buy me? See, a grown man is not going to tolerate that BS. Them days are over. You got to, but once again, I'm just talking about when you're dealing with a man, not a boy. But the woman is not going to tolerate no irresponsible man that has nothing to offer her to grow her as a woman, to grow her as a mother. Because majority of the women are mothers. Somebody done got to him before you. Ooh, good Lord. Ooh, Lord. He didn't put a baby in her. He got to her before you, dear family. However, she is willing. Don't you know that different strokes for different folks is real? Men bring out of women what other men could not bring out the woman. I have done it. I brought all type of stuff out of women. They say, I've never, conduct, character, charisma, good energy, and seeing something in me that they became comfortable. So whatever I dished, they responded in a manner to please me, to give me, to care for me. I salute those that have done that in my time. Now, I'm going to close. It's Ramadan. You can't bear the burden of another bearer. Oftentimes I find myself trying to teach people. I even have a Muslim brother want to engage in a great conversation, which I'm ready to do and willing to do. He represents Al-Islam. I don't know what Al-Islam. I never heard of Al-Islam by none of the prophets or messengers, but I heard of Islam. But he would love to engage with me, and I'm prepared and willing to engage and set dialogue. So I can't bear the burden of another bearer, because what he may have, I may not know. What I may have, he may not know. So instead of saying, man, you don't know this, you don't know that, what you have to do is sit down and set dialogue civilized. Because you quick to be uncivilized. People in this world are always quick to pop off, be uncivilized and raggedy and irresponsible. Civilized. And I want to do this podcast on Facebook so the world can hear it. But I want to set dialogue and we can wrangle with teachings. I would love that. Bearing the burden, because I always try to implement what I have on a person because of what I know. I could teach you on how to eat to live what I was taught. I could teach you that you eating wheat, you eating cookies, you eating potato chips. Everything in the store is genetic modified, is not real, and it's causing cancer in the body. And I guarantee you 85% of the people that listen to me is going through a pain or something ailment in their body and don't know where it's coming from. But I could tell you that because I have the knowledge. And I try to put this knowledge even on my family. I even send them information to their cell phones. And I can't bear and I get upset because they ain't listen to the information. I'm done with that after this Ramadan. I can't bear the burden of another bearer. You have to bear your own burden. You have to go, you have to go, you have to go learn yourself. You got to go dig up the knowledge yourself. You got to study yourself. I'm no longer bearing the burden of another bearer because it does you injustice. You got to study it and grow into it like I did. So I understand if you eat one meal every 3 days, you can reboot your immune system to kill every disease in your body. Start off killing every disease in your body. You don't know that though. But you know, you will appreciate Google teaching you that more than your cousin P. So go to Google and find out, then you come back and say, oh, cousin P had the actual fact. Not that I got it from Google. I got my teachers from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Minister Louis Farrakhan. Take it or let it alone. And I got that, and they got that knowledge from the Son of Man that came to visit us in the hills of North America that was prophesied by God himself and Jesus, if you say you follow Jesus. I close with this, dear family. The knowledge or the wisdom that you have, when one is not listening, allow life to teach them. They have to bear their own burden. My children, whom I love greatly, that I have fell out with, due to entitlement issues, due to lack of understanding, due to being unintelligent, due to disrespect. I could talk the wisdom to they blue in the face or to them blue in the face. They will never get it if they don't bear their own burden. That's why you got to open up the door and let them out the nest and let them go. You can't bear the burden of another bearer. They have to bear their own burden. They have to go through the trials and tribulations that we had to go through to learn. You know what I'm saying? We were subjected to mothers and fathers that was either on drugs. We were subjected to no food in the house. It wasn't no computers, nothing. And we bear the burdens of learning to survive and to hustle and to get us some money to buy us clothes, to buy us food, and take care of our families and our girlfriends. We bear that burden of knowing what's to come out of stuff that you get into. Now that we have that wisdom, we try to deliver it to our children. But they have a plan and God got a plan, and God is as good as a plan as you can't bear nobody else's burden. Lastly, responsibility. Please be aware. Please be aware of the way you respond is how much equity and favor you will have with the individual. It's Ramadan, day 15. I broke my fast about 8:45 last night. I woke up with a headache yesterday morning. I broke my fast last night and it went away I went back to sleep and went away. See, the body is transitioning and going through something, so I understand that. But I broke fast. I got on the scale. I started at 201 pounds naked. I'm about 204, 205 with clothes on. I've lost 6 pounds in 15 days. I don't like to lose weight though. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only thing about this Ramadan. I don't like losing weight because I don't want to look like Seattle Sloop. But I'm bearing my own burden and seeing what I could come up out of this 1 meal a day, eating only when the sun is down, and cleansing my body of the toxics and poisons in it. So if losing weight, so be it. I'll get it back. I'll get it back. But right now I'm at 195.4. What I notice is my chest is inflated. My arms act like they missing. I don't know where my arms and chest went. You might can help me with them. But what I do understand and what I do know is I'm definitely going to start working out. May Allah bless y'all in this great Ramadan. And I'm pleased with what I have gone through and what I'm learning. And to each his own. Peace.